evening, folks. Welcome to the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank, the exclusive banking partner of the Digital Weather Desk. What's next for you? Visit cnext.bank for more. Thanks so much for joining us on this Monday evening. You take a look at I-20 from west to east across Ouachita Parish, and generally speaking, traffic seems to be moving rather smoothly. Again, in this kind of weird time frame between Christmas and New Year's, there's not as much traffic during the normal drive times that we would normally see. Most of us seeing quite a bit of sunshine today, but the clouds are starting to try to creep back in. Most of these are mid and high level clouds, so it has made us tweak the forecast a little bit for tonight, and now calling for mostly clear skies instead of clear skies. Most of what we will see cloud-wise will be relatively high clouds. A lot of what you'll hear is fair skies, which means that there's going to be some clouds, but they'll be relatively high in the atmosphere. But overall, fairly quiet night expected across the region. Radar made possible by Brown's Roofing. Again, don't forget to schedule your free roof inspection at brownsroofingla.com. And you can see some light radar returns across central and eastern Texas. It's not really that big of a bother, at least here in the short term, and we don't really expect rain to return to our area until Friday, and that's with a weak cold front and an area of low pressure during that stretch, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Temperatures across the area, warmer to the south and west, colder to the north and east, where some areas struggled to get out of the 30s today, hovering right at the 40-degree mark along the Mississippi Valley. Lake Providence and Greenville both at 39. 42 in El Dorado, 41 in Camden, 47 in Monroe. And again, what we saw temperature-wise was a very subtle rebound through the afternoon. In fact, some areas just kind of held steady, and we will fall off rather quickly as we go through the nighttime hours tonight. Compare this to where you were 24 hours ago, and most locations in the ArkLaMiss range anywhere from 25 to near 40 degrees colder than they were at this point yesterday. A wintertime cold front doing wintertime cold front things. Winds have started to die down a little bit. I know a lot of folks are wondering, is it going to be as breezy tomorrow? The answer in short is no. We could still see some relatively potent wind gusts along the Mississippi Valley, generally in the 10 to 20 mile an hour range, but nothing to the magnitude of what we saw late last night and through the early part of the day today. Most of our winds right now out of the north, and generally in the 10 to 15 mile an hour range. In the last hour, we still have seen some gusts over 20 miles per hour, but overall, we are starting to see the winds generally tame down a little bit. Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports. I-20 Frontage Road in Monroe shows that as we go through the late morning hours tomorrow, maybe some 10 to 12 mile an hour sustained winds, gusts to maybe 15, 17 miles an hour. That's about as high as we can really expect the winds to go tomorrow. Onethia, good evening to you as well. And then those winds, as we go into the nighttime hours tomorrow night, generally become calm before they start to shift back around to the southwest, leading to the warming trend that will wrap up the year as we go into the first few days of 2026. Futurecast also shows that where we will contend with the cloud cover tonight, most of it should be on a decrease as we head toward daybreak tomorrow, especially as those stronger northerly winds start to build back in across the region. Most of the middle part of this week is very, very quiet. Winds swing back around to the west and maybe even the southwest through the daytime hours on Wednesday, and it leads to the warming trend that carries us through the daytime hours Thursday and into Friday, ahead of an area of low pressure that will deepen and start to churn up some warmer southerly winds. Gulf moisture starting to stream in across the area as we head into the early part of the weekend. I had to manually draw this area of low pressure last time, but it's here now. And this is going to be our next storm system that generates very limited rain chances. There's just not a lot of moisture return ahead of the system. In the low levels, there will be some cloud cover, but in terms of deep, appreciable moisture in the atmosphere, probably not enough to drive a lot of significant rain chances with this area of low pressure and its weak front as it passes through the area on Friday. Temperatures. Most of us drop into the mid to upper 20s to at least near 30 degrees tonight and tomorrow morning. Kay, good evening to you as well. So I would think it's a pretty safe bet that most of the area drops below freezing. There may be some outlying areas in the southwestern parishes that may hover at 32, 33. Most of us should drop below freezing tonight. Northerly and northwesterly winds keep us cool tomorrow, generally low to mid 40s, very similar to what we saw today. Could see the 50-degree mark farther southward, The winds back out of the southwest, as I mentioned, as we go through the overnight hours and into Wednesday morning. So while a lot of us will drop below freezing, we probably won't spend as much time below freezing during the morning hours on Wednesday. Last day of the year will be on a warming trend, upper 50s to near 60. And then the warming trend continues into the first few days of the new year as well, with some areas perhaps even flirting with the 70-degree mark. Good evening, May, and thank you for the kind words. Had a wonderful Christmas. Ready for the new year. Ready to kind of get back into the normal routines. December was, when in the weather world, when you're constantly, there's always something to do weather-wise every day. And when a lot of folks kind of shut things down for the month of December, it's hard to get a lot of things done and get folks to kind of to meet with you, visit with you, because a lot of folks just aren't doing things. And so, yeah, when you work in the weather world and you just want to keep going through the holidays, and most folks are like, I want to slow down. I totally understand that sentiment, but in the weather world, there's always something to do. So I'm ready to get back in the routine. I'm ready to get through the new year. And let's get rolling January, February, and see what's going on. Winds back out of the southwest leads the warming trend for New Year's Day. A lot of us, again, return to the 60s by then. As I mentioned, midday cold weather advisories out tonight, Adams County, Mississippi, and Concordia Parish. Basically meaning that wind chills tomorrow, or overnight tonight into the early parts of the day tomorrow, could be in the teens in those areas. So just be aware of that. Again, the cold weather products have undergone an overhaul. I'm not going to go through the whole process of what means what. Just know that, again, this means wind chills could be an issue along the Mississippi Valley, especially in those areas tomorrow morning. The rest of us, wind chills probably still quite chilly, but not as impactful as it will be in those areas. And also, cold weather advisory criteria varies from location to location and office to office. Again, I mentioned all this earlier, so I won't go through it all again right now. Susie, good evening to you. Again, I hope everyone stays warm tonight, and make sure that you're staying warm safely. Make sure that everything's in proper working order in terms of smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors. Make sure that everybody's staying warm safely, that heat sources are in proper working order. They're away from carpets and drapes and things that can catch fire. Lows tonight will be in the mid to upper 20s. Again, low 30s for some, but most of us will at least drop below freezing for a brief period of time. Highs tomorrow rebound into the mid to upper 40s. Still quite a bit of sunshine. In fact, probably full sunshine through much of the day. Winds will be out of the north-northwest. Look at the 7-day forecast. Worked the New Year's Eve glowing ball in for New Year's Eve. And then New Year's Day, Thursday. Daytime highs back in the 60s. Morning lows back in the 30s. Could see the 70s on Friday, and then again early next week with a little bit of a dip behind Friday's cold front into the 60s this weekend. Morning lows climb from the 20s back into the 40s and 50s as we head into the first weekend of the new year. Matus, good evening to you as well. 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Hardware. They'll get you squared away from the new year, whatever your needs may be. And that's how things shake out. Small rain chances Friday. Those rain chances are up to about 30% in the southern counties and parishes. The rest of us, hard-pressed to see a lot of significant rain over the next week to 10 days. The 8 to 14-day outlook starts to kind of nudge us towards some rainfall. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not even going to share it with you because we have been just kind of pining for rain at this point, and we have been very, very unlucky. And also the pattern has just been against us in that regard. So we'll just kind of take everything with a grain of salt, and when the pattern flips, it'll flip. But right now, we're kind of stuck where we are. Upcoming content. Coming up in about an hour and a half or so, we will have a look at the year-end review, look at some of the hottest temperatures of the season, or of the year, the calendar year. Spoiler alert, a lot of those are July and August dates. It is not a video. It's just some statistics. I like numbers and statistics and top 10 lists and things like that. So I'll have those for you today in about an hour and a half. Fishing Game comes out at 8. I'll join you next live tomorrow morning, which is, again, typical common trend for this content schedule and on this weather platform is 3 live streams a day. Obviously, weather dictates if we need to do more than that. Also, tomorrow we'll have more year-in review stuff. Tomorrow, I think we're going to do the rainiest days of 2025. I would like to do the coldest days or the coldest lows of 2025 or something like that, but I want to get through the next couple of days because we may actually crack into the top 10. Probably not, but maybe. And that is pretty much it. Forecast is always available at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the Digital Weather Desk app available for Apple and Android users. Just updated those numbers, tweaked the sky conditions, added a little bit of cloud cover in there, so you'll see that if you haven't checked it here recently. That's there. Tweaked the overnight lows just a smidge as well, but I think those are set and good to go. And I'll join you first thing tomorrow morning with all the stuff that I just talked about. You can check the forecast online and on the app until then. And, of course, once this video is done, once we shut the live stream down and it formats itself, it'll be back out there for your viewing pleasure, and you can check out what you missed. As always, thanks so much for stopping by the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'll see you tomorrow morning, everybody.